So we like the Lakers in the 7-8.
No, I think the Lakers are going to find a way to lose that game. And in the ultimate do or die, like, yo, I don't know, man. Did y'all watch any of that Pelicans-Laker game? LeBron looked insane, dude.
Yeah.
Like, in a game that truly matters, that, like, you know, like they were playing for their seeding lives. Man, I think in a one and done game, as much as the Kings and even the Warriors have given the Lakers certain problems this season, I think the Lakers find a way to lose this next game and get themselves to that Thunder matchup. Which they, if you've read the reports out of Lakerland, they like their matchup against the Thunder, right? They've played well on court against them all season long. So I think the Lakers find a way to lose this next game and then ultimately beat the winner of Kings and Warriors and play the Thunder in the first round of the playoffs.
I do think that they should like that matchup. For as much as I respect the Thunder, if you're the Lakers, that is your road. I think all of these teams are kind of trying to figure out what is our path to get there? What needs to happen for us to make a long run? And for the Lakers, it's the Thunder. That's the matchup that they absolutely need to have. And I would stop short of saying that they're going to lose that game against the Pelicans. I think it's going to be a lot closer. I think it's going to be a lot tighter. I don't think the Lakers are going to dominate in the way that they did. I think they ultimately end up getting 2-7 and regret it is where I see this going. But stranger things have happened.
How long is the conversation with the Lakers or maybe even the Pelicans front office? We're like, if we lose this first game, we have a better shot at getting the Thunder over the Nuggets.
You can't do that.
You at the very least have to talk about it. But
Dude, a team, because these teams, you shouldn't do it because these teams are so fragile. BI just came back, right? AD leaves the game early with a back spasm, neck spasm, whatever thing. Like, your teams are so fragile. You shouldn't be playing around with this, yet somehow, man, I think you'd be a fool not to entertain the idea, you know?
That's the thing about these teams is on the one hand, they're very noisy, internally, they're very gossipy. And some locker mates have definitely had that conversation, right? Like some close friends on the team have definitely had that talk. But it's not like anyone is standing up in front of the group and saying, okay, we want the Thunder and not the you. That's the kind of thing you cannot, the big proclamations you cannot do. The light chatter in the background, honestly, do you even need it? Like, do the Lakers need to be reminded with the fact that they cannot beat the Nuggets? I think all of them are probably pretty aware of it.
I will say the Pelicans, I don't have much hope for them in that first playing game. Like, I know like things will kind of reset as we go into Tuesday, but I really wish I looked this up, the amount of times that New Orleans went into a must-win game. Like, someone was like, this is the biggest game in franchise history, and they actually won it. I think they're like 0 for 30 in recent years since I've known them, because they just always find a way to fall flat. It's unbelievable. Like, the Lakers aren't a juggernaut, and I guess LeBron in a must-win, like winner-take-all sort of style game like today kind of is a different animal, but like, good Lord, like they just completely fell on their face.
Dude, the in-season tournament, seeing that thing up close where like the crowd was so amped up, juiced up, like a legitimate atmosphere because they were the second game of that day. And the Bucks Pacers was like the super early game. Like, crowd got there, you know, basically like halfway through the second quarter. It was different. The Laker game, Pelican game was it. It's the first in-season tournament, all of that. And like Justin said, just a huge egg laid. If everybody's just like, what in the hell is up with this team? So yeah, there's no telling what we're going to get from them in this game.
Well, we also need to put ourselves in this in terms of accountability too. We need a line chart of every time that we have said on this podcast, we're starting to trust the Pelicans and the immediate nosedive that they take in the aftermath, because we are part of the problem yet again. We keep buying into it even when we say we won't, and this is where we end up. Just, I have no explanation for how this team is good or bad at any given point in time. They just find their way to be all things to all people.
They're just not serious people. I'm sorry. Like,
they may
Zion
not be.
has had a renaissance. I'm glad to see Brandon Ingram, but like something needs to change with just the mix or like the voodoo of this team. So I like the Lakers getting out of the 7-8. Who are you guys saying is going to get out of that second game then? I guess first of all, Kings Warriors. Who do you like?
This is where it really is tough for Sacramento, because I think if it had been Kings Lakers, I would have liked the Kings there. But the Kings Warriors,
the Warriors are going to little bro them. Yeah, they're going to little bro them. I think they're going to do
it again. I think the Warriors are going to make it.
Draymond absolutely relishes that Sabonis matchup. Completely neutralize that guy, take him out of the game. Yeah, Warriors, I think, are going to beat those guys for sure, and then lose their next game.
There you go. All right, that is it for us. We'll be back on Wednesday, but on Wednesday, we're coming to you after the play-in action. Unfortunately, we pulled the Eastern Conference, and so we'll come in to you live after Bulls, Hawks, and then Sixers Heat. Sixers Heat could be good, but yeah. We'll have that. We'll have a playoff preview. So look for that late Wednesday, early Thursday morning. Until then, thank you to Brian Waters for filling in on production. Thank you to Tucker Tashin. We'll be back on Wednesday. See ya.